Today is finally wedding day for one of my sweet brides, and I thought I would bring you guys along and show you exactly how I stack a wedding cake and deliver it fully assembled. And this is no little cake, y'all. It's a 6-tier 300 serving cake. So come hang out in the kitchen and I'm going to help you cake it till you make it. My cake layers are already filled, iced, and chilled and are ready to be stacked. I'm going to be using a mix of plastic poly dowels and jumbo cake straws. I use the PVC cutter to make cutting the poly dowels much easier. And I'll also be using some wooden skewers to keep my tiers locked together. There are links in the description box for all of these items. I'm going to be sharing lots of great tips and tricks in the coming weeks, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. The first thing I do is make sure my tier is level. This is a 16-inch cake, and I'll be putting a 14-inch on top of it. So I'm using a 14-inch cake board to find the center, and I'm just going to mark it with a skewer. Then I measure and cut the first poly dowel and use it to measure every other dowel for this tier. That way I know they are all the exact same length. This cake is big and heavy, so I'm using quite a few dowels on the tier. You'll notice that I didn't put a support in the very center of the tier. That's because I use a Cakesafe to deliver all of my wedding cakes. There's a center rod that will go through the entire cake, so I just leave that area open. Since this is a buttercream cake, I'm going to add a parchment paper circle under each cake board. That keeps the buttercream from sticking to the board and pulling off when the cake is disassembled and cut. And now I just repeat the process for each tier. Because this cake is so tall, I moved the base tiers to the base of my Cakesafe. That way I can stack it directly on there and won't have to move it when it's fully assembled. The plastic feet can easily move around my work table, so it's super easy to finish stacking. I use the poly dowels in the bottom 3 tiers for extra support. Before the top tiers, I'm just going to use some jumbo cake straws that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I'm short and this cake is tall, so I had to break out the stepladder to finish stacking. Shoo, that is a big cake, y'all. It's time to box it up in the Cakesafe. steel rod goes all the way through the bottom, so there's no chance of this cake shifting during delivery. The florist left a mix of greenery and silk flowers for me to use, so I added those in a swag along with some fairy lights, and it turned out so pretty. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and drop a comment and let me know what's the biggest cake you've ever made. Happy caking!